Good morning, everyone. So we're going to get started here. My name's Dan Warren. I'm with TPM. I'm an application engineer, and today we're going to talk about, in Bluebeam Revu 2018, we're going to talk about sets and batches and some of the key functionality of setting up and using these tools and how they can help you out in the field. The good news is this is my only PowerPoint slide, so we can go ahead and get right into it. Just a quick heads up, this webinar is scheduled for 30 minutes, but we'll probably terminate a little bit earlier because it's a pretty quick rundown. I just want to focus on the workflows and kind of how it helps you guys out. Just a quick show of hands. If you could just raise your hands real quick and let me know that I am broadcasting and you can hear me, we can go ahead and dive right into it. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Am I? Hello? Can you guys, if you can hear me, raise your hand real quick. Just pick the little raise hand button to let me know that you can hear me and that I am broadcasting. Yeah, I'm connected here. All right, well, I guess there we go. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I just need to confirm that we were broadcasting. All right, so that's the end of the PowerPoint slide deck. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So we'll be using Bluebeam Revu 2018. And this functionality is available in all versions of Bluebeam. It's called sets. And what sets work like is a single document that allows you to manage multiple PDFs at once. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at different ways that we can set up sets and manage documents. But the idea here is that instead of having a long laundry list of documents like this that we would have to go to the individual documents and pick, what we would do is we would create an actual set, and that set allows us to use those documents like they were one set or one individual document. So I'm going to open up a set that I created earlier to show you kind of how this works. Okay, there we go. So when the set is open, you can see over here on my panel, I can see all the different sheets in this set. And the way this works is this is actually the set file, which is a BEX file. It's just a link to the other documents. So when I pick on a specific sheet in the set, it actually takes me over there. You can also see over here on the left, I'm going to start collapsing these, that it organizes the sets into different groups. And these by default are based on discipline, and we'll take a quick look at that in just a second. Oh, am I not, am I not sharing? My goodness. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Let's do it again from the top, shall we? Since I don't know what you guys did or didn't see. Thanks for letting me know that I was not broadcasting. So let's try that again, shall we? So from the top, I'm going to close this set out and try again. So the way sets work is, and I'll show you in this document set over here. I pull up Bluebeam, here's my practice set, here we go. So I have a list of PDFs, and I want to use those PDFs like they were one document. So instead of having all of these organized in one folder that I have to continuously navigate to, then I have to, I can create this BEX file, and this BEX file allows me to use all of these documents like they were one document. There's actually advantages to this. One of the big advantages is that if you have a large document set, like if you have a large document set of combined files and where all the documents are in one file, like so, then only one person can use this document at a time. And that means everyone else can't work in it. But when you're using the sets, you're actually using individual files like they were one file. So actually multiple people can work in a file set concurrently. So let's take a look at this BEX file. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my sets tool. If you don't see the sets tool in your interface, you just make sure you right click on the toolbar and come down here to the sets. It should be right here. So we're going to go ahead and open that set so I can show you what that looks like. So I'm going to open up this previous set. And you can see here, this is where the organizational system for the set is. I can see all the different designations. And then within each designation, I can see the individual documents. And when I click on the documents, it just takes me there and opens it. So it's just a quick link to that document. But if I'm working on this document, I can work on this document and somebody else can be working on another document. So it definitely frees up my team a little bit. So let's talk about creating a set. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one out so that we can go through the process and talk about all the different parts of a set. So to create a new set, you just click on the New Set tool. And this is where we're going to add in the documents that we want to include in our set. So I click Add, and I'm going to navigate to that set. And here are all my PDFs that I want to include in my set. I just shift and pick them all. I'm going to add all these into the set. And then we have to set up the categorization and the tags for this set. So I'm going to go ahead and pick on options so I can show you how that's set up. So under the sorting, it will default sort things by file name and then page label. But basically, when it's in the set, though, it will be designated by the categories, and you'll see that here in just one second. And then down here, we can also set up revision filters, but what I want to focus on are these toggles down here. So these toggles down here control what happens when we update a document in the set. So we can turn on or off when we update a document. Do we want to copy the markups from the previous document to the new markup? I mean, to the new document. Additionally, we can tell it, do we want to stamp the previous version of the document as superseded when we update it? I like leaving that on, and you'll see why here in a second when I update this set to show you how the sheet update process works. And then what we can do is we're going to go in and we're going to set the categories. So out of the box, it comes with these preset categories. And you can see that there's the category designation here on the left, and then the filter on the right. And the way this works is it's looking for common sheet designations that start with this letter, and it will assign this category to it. You can rearrange these categories however you like. By picking one and using the up and down buttons to reorganize them, or you can actually add your own new category and its designation. So this can be customized. Additionally, this set can be saved out as an XML file for more robust editing. So if you want to completely create a new organization system for all of your sheets, you can go and recreate it to all your needs. Finally, the tags, and the tags are going to come into play after we've created the set, but the idea is what Revu is going to ask me is it's going to ask me where the sheet name and the sheet number is on my documents, and then it's going to tag the sheets with that information. And this allows us to actually manage data related to our documents. So for each one of these that's turned on, I'm going to have to show Bluebeam where that information resides on the actual document. Additionally, you can create your own. They have some out-of-the-box ones, but they also have, you can create a custom one. So if this was a set and I wanted to make sure that we noted in the drawing log that I'm going to create later what it was issued for, then I'm going to create an issued for tag, and it's just going to be a basic text, but it could be a date or a number. This is just the type of data that Bluebeam's looking for. So I can put that on there, and now I just am ready to go ahead and create my set. So I hit OK. And the first thing is I have to tell Revu where is this issue for information. So I'm going to pick select, and I'm going to come down here to not for construction, because this set is going to be issued for not for construction. I say, okay, that's good. It's going to assign that tag to everything. And then this is my tag window. I'm going to expand this. I know it's a bit of an eye chart. It's a little small at first. But I can see here all the individual files in my set. I can see their names and their sheet numbers and their revision numbers. So when we create a drawing log, that's exactly how this is going to look. It also shows here that it's not for construction. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. It's going to apply the tags to the rest of the sheets and finish out. And now I can see over here on my left, this is my new set. There's my general files. Or I can collapse that, and then here are my architectural files. So a couple key notes I want to point out about the set settings. So first one, this use relative paths toggle. This allows your set to be flexible, or you can move your set around, because all the links between the documents are going to be set up as relative paths. So now that I've set this up, I could push this set to Bluebeam Studio and actually use the set in Bluebeam Studio and work directly from Bluebeam Studio on multiple devices if necessary. So just a quick note. So as we're going through, we can see the set information here on the left, and I can actually see the tag information for my different sheets down here. And now let's say it's time to update the document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 2 documents that have been updated in this set. So I come over here to add files to set, and I'm going to grab these 2 revised documents and bring them over into this set. So when I do this, it gives me another look at the updated documents, and I can see down here, these are the 2 documents that I've added, and these are going to be a revision. And then I have to approve the matching between the 2 documents. So I can see this is the current set that's in the existing working set, and then this is the revised file over here on the right. It automatically matched these up because I had my page labels generated. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And what Bluebeam's going to do is it's going to put these new sheets in the set and copy the markups from the old to the new. And if I scroll down here, this is the new document, the updated A 2.2.1. And I know this is updated because if you look over here on the left, I can see if I switch back to a previous version, it's not just been X'd out, but it's also been stamped as superseded. So I can see that this document was superseded on July 6th. So I do have a historical record of my document, but I also have access to the latest and greatest version at all times. So then there I go. I can continue to work with this. And as far as my document management goes, the revised set still sits in my folder here under my revisions folder. The BEX file just links out to it. So then I can maintain my working folder structure however I need to, but I can still work with the document like it's one cohesive document. All right, so I'm going to pause there and check the chat window for any questions. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to just sort of type them in, and I'll pause and address them as I keep going. So the next workflow I wanted to show you guys was the drawing log. So I can create a drawing log of my document set from this set. And what this is when I come down here to the sets and I publish this set, I'm going to export a drawing log. And then this is all the data from the tags and the sheets in my set. You can toggle these on or off. So like if I don't need the issue 4, I don't need the, let's say the label or the file name. I don't need those in my log, right? And then additionally, I can rearrange these however I need to using my up-down buttons. So when I go to generate this, I have a choice of exporting an Excel, a PDF, version, and I'm going to spit out a PDF version. And what this will also do is you have the choice to create also the Excel sheet version of this. So when I say, all right, this is where I want this to go, it creates my drawing log for my entire document set. So I can see the issue date, the author, the check by, I can see all the information. And then as you saw there, if I click on one of the links here, these are all active links to the actual sheet. So if I want to go to the cover sheet, I just click on that. It takes me directly to that cover sheet. And you can see over here on the left that it takes me to the cover sheet in the set. So if you need to publish official drawing logs or things like that for a document set that's being used, that's one of the ways that you can do it right directly from your working set. Awesome. Now, the next workflow I want to show you guys is you can see over here, this is getting into the batches workflow. So this next workflow I'm going to show you guys is a really popular one, but it does require having Bluebeam Extreme, right? Because we're going to be using a batch tool. And the way that this works is I'm going to create the links in this document set because I've got this whole batch over here. I mean, I've got this whole set over here. I can do this on my working files. And I want these call outs to the specific pages to become links. So when I pick on this link here, it takes me directly to that sheet. And this is how you're going to set this up. So under my batch tool, I'm going to create a new set of links. And I can add my open files, or I can go directly to a specific file location. So I'm going to go ahead and add in all these files. This is my whole file set here. And I'm going to create the links on these documents. And the way that you can do this by page region, or you can do this by page label. And since I've already created all my page labels for my set, I'm going to go ahead and click generate. And now I have all my search terms on the left. So every time Bluebeam sees an A2.2.1, it's going to create a link to this document. Now, the last thing I like to do is I do like to turn on a color fill down here. And this allows me to actually see the link on the PDF as opposed to just being an invisible box that I have to click on. And I'm going to go ahead and generate this. And it's going through the entire document and it's setting up all the links. And I'll get a little report when it's finished that 26 links were created. And when I go ahead and I'm going to go look for a document that has a section head on it or a call out. So I can see on this call out to the break room area that the A6.01 is now a link to that sheet. And the elevation call out to A701 is also a link to that sheet. And there I can see my kitchen layout with a 3D view of the kitchen that was included in this document set. So now I can see all of my links very quickly. And this really does cut down a lot of time on just document navigation in the field. Yeah, so I'm going to check the chat box real quick. Doesn't look like there's any questions. So that's pretty much it for today's webinar. I just need to cover sets and I need to cover batches. The workflow is that when you're creating your sets, you just want to make sure that you are using relative links. And what that will allow you to do is it'll allow you to copy and move the set around as necessary. And then that file that's created is just a BTX file. So if you open that BTX file right here, then it loads in all the documents in that plan set. And now I can actually look at specific chunks of my documents. So if I just want to look at the architectural set, I can, and I can see all the different documents. All right, guys. Well, appreciate your time this morning. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up then. My name is Dan Warren. I'm an application engineer here with TPM. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me at danwarren@tpm.com. Thanks, guys.